King Richard tells the incredible true story of how Venus and Serena Williams became two of the biggest tennis champions in the history of the sport. It focuses on their father Richard Williams and the plan that he set out for his girls before they were even born. It is an exceptionally inspirational film that doesn't embellish the truth. But before I get more into it, please consider subscribing to help support this channel so we can keep making videos like this. If you have been following this channel for a while, you may have come across my review of Judas and the Black Messiah, in which I commend that film for how closely it sticks to the truth of the real events it portrays. In that review, I also exclaim how disappointed I was with both Mank and the trial of the Chicago 7 for downright making up stuff about its characters to make them seem more likable and their stories more cinematic. Of course, a biopic doesn't need to portray the hard truth. It is a genre that often has to consolidate multiple years of events into a few hours. I understand that. However, Mank was dealing with one of the most iconic films and filmmakers in film history. And more crucially, the trial of the Chicago 7 was portraying important historical events that contributed to the ongoing fight for equality. It seems to me this subject matter is far too significant to be embellished with lies, and Judas and the Black Messiah shows how small changes can help deliver the story without destroying its credibility. Similarly, in Da 5 Bloods, another important film about Black history, which I have previously reviewed, Spike Lee manages to create a fictional story that is rooted in the truth, and in one of his signature moves, he actually shows footage from the real events that surround his story. In comparison, King Richard and the story of the Williams family is humble in many ways. There are no big rallies or protests, assassinations or turf wars. Yet, as an underprivileged black family from the notorious area of Compton, their breakthrough into tennis, which was a predominantly rich white person's sport, has had a significant impact on the fight for equality. For me, there's nothing worse than connecting with someone's story in a biopic and finding out that a lot of it was made up. It does a disservice to the real people and their actions. The Williams family have inspired and continue to inspire generations of people, especially people of color, to follow their dreams even if they seem impossible. And the filmmakers had a responsibility to uphold this legacy and not tarnish it. Luckily, the subjects of the biopic are not only present but were interested in being involved with the creation of this film, especially Venus and Serena, as well as their sister Isha Price, who apparently came to set every day. Though Richard wasn't involved in this film, there was plenty of footage and interviews with him, as well as his memoir and the accounts from the sisters that the filmmakers and actors could draw from. Indeed, when researching this film, I found that a lot of the anecdotes that Richard gives in the film are taken from actual accounts, and they are totally true, including the one of how his father ran away when he saw young Richard being beaten up by a group of white men. There's a very powerful scene where Richard interrupts an interviewer who is harassing his daughter by asking the same questions, and this is taken verbatim from an interview that actually happened. But in the film, it is given a different location. In that way, the scene can be more cinematic and link with other scenes that surround it, but it doesn't skew the truth beyond recognition. This archival footage was not only useful for the script, but for the costume and production design, especially the home movies that Richard made. Details such as how the van looked, the tennis balls that were dumped into a shopping trolley, as well as that moment where he asks Venus and Serena to wave to the camera, and Venus is wearing this absolutely massive fur coat. All of these are recreated from actual footage of them. Once you have a meaningful script and a world has been recreated on set, the focus moves on to the performances. The actors have a great deal of pressure on them because they are portraying real people, and this pressure is doubled given these people are still living and are sporting legends. For me, the young actresses who play Venus and Serena were the standout performances of this film, though I will get to Will Smith very soon. These girls managed to seamlessly portray these sisters maturing from childhood to their teenage years. They also trained to imitate the playstyles of both athletes in order to portray them faithfully as prodigies of the sport. Sanaya Sidney, who plays Venus, also had to learn with her non-dominant hand, because she is left-handed and Venus is not. I am certainly not someone who would be able to tell how good they are at tennis. However, Serena Williams herself in an interview commended the girls for how well they learned the sport, and that she wouldn't be able to tell that they had only been doing it for several months. Ingenue Ellis, who plays their mother, gives a moving performance as well, and I liked how the film made sure to highlight her contribution in tandem with Richard. He may have had this robust 78-page plan, but it's obvious that he couldn't have done it without her, when she was looking after him after he got injured, and when she took it upon herself to train Serena when Venus was off training professionally. Obviously, we can't not mention Will Smith, who delivers an Oscar-worthy performance that rings true of the person I see in the interviews. Yet, Richard is a difficult character to like, a difficult person to like. In the interviews, he admits isolating his daughters from everyone else in Compton, from anyone who could derail the plan. He admits to having people insult them so they'd know what it felt like when it would inevitably happen in the future. He is an overbearing father and he has his flaws, but the film made me understand that this was really the only option for this family. They had nothing to fall back on, unlike the girls they were competing against. Yet those girls suffered tenfold for their failures because of their parents, whilst Richard continued to support his daughters no matter what. Through Smith's performance, I could feel the unwavering belief and absolute determination of this father to give his daughters a better life. Overall, King Richard is about so much more than tennis. It's about a family overcoming seemingly impossible obstacles through planning, perseverance, and love. The filmmakers have prioritized the truth and have given their actors an uncluttered space to shine in. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to see more videos, and comment with your thoughts on the topic. Whose life would you like to see made into a biopic? For more film content, feel free to follow us on Twitter, Letterboxd, and TikTok. Links in the description. And if you're still watching this, I'll end with a quote from Richard.
Always believe in yourself and never accept no as an answer. Even if the world turn against you, it doesn't mean anything. You are the world if you want to be.